special as it just was for you?
Not at all. Not at all. Excuse me. As a matter of fact, Joe just got Joe Wyman just got in this morning. When we were all meeting down in the lobby of the hotel before we came over, he asked me if I was feeling sad. I said no. I said, we had a good run. I'm ready to do something else. And so when we got on stage and we just started talking about the show and remembering about the show and remembering about our relationship with each other, it was and that episode with Astrid in season 4. I just I love that episode. I love that episode. I just think Sick in Nicole she's just a star.
And along with the relationship that you guys share, you have this amazing relationship with the fans that few shows really get to enjoy. So.
Yeah, and I forget because I don't pay attention to the blogs, and so I forget until something like this.
What was it like? This is the first time in this big a hall.
Yeah.
To feel that much love coming at you.
Well, it's ironic because even though this is probably the biggest hall we've ever been in, it didn't feel that way for some reason. I felt like all the fans were right there, physically. So it was great. It felt like, it sounds so cliche, but it felt like family. Yeah.
Well, now that it's been confirmed that you guys are going 2036, are you a little bit concerned about the makeup you're going to have to wear every single day, since Royals did live on?
I don't know about concerned. It's going to be a pain in the butt.
Do you know what has happened in Royals' life in the years that you've missed, or are they waiting to be filled in on that?
Oh man, see, I don't want to get in trouble.
You don't have to tell us, but do you actually know what's happened in Royals' life in the years that we didn't see?
I found out recently some stuff. Yes. I still don't know about him naming his kids. But yeah. But as far as what's going on with the Universe and the Fringe team now, yeah.
How does it feel to know you're working towards a definitive ending?
It's really exciting, especially because the ending, knowing that we're working toward a definitive ending, it's like I get kind of goosebumps when I was thinking about it. Knowing that it's going to be so exciting, and it's going to, the Observers is one of the first storylines that was ever introduced in the show, and yet the Observer storyline was always an anomaly. They always seemed to stand outside of everything else bizarre that was happening, and yet also within it. And so to have that be the storyline that gets wrapped up in the final season, it's just really exciting.
At what point did you start to realize that the Observers were not an anomaly, but that things were actually making a left turn, and it was sort of the linchpin upon which the universe was starting to turn?
What, you mean?
That the show was going, that it kind of made a left turn.
That it was because of them? Yeah. When was it? It's funny, it came to my mind as you were asking the question, I can't remember. I know it was somewhere in season 4. Oh, shoot. It was... Oh gosh, I can't remember the episode. I never saw, like I said in the panel, I haven't watched most of the show. But for some reason I saw pieces of this episode, even though I read all the scripts. But it was the physicist. He was Asian, and he had figured out ways to go. He knew, I think he was killing people. He knew people were going to die, and he was going back to he was going back and forth in time to kill them, to save them from the misery of their lives.
Yeah.
And once we realized that the device he was using that helped him fill in the spaces in his equation was something that he stole from the Observers, that's when I started realizing, wait a second, these guys, wow, they've got something to do with our world more than just observing.
What have you not gotten to do with Royals over the last 4 seasons that you hope to do in the final season?
Well, unfortunately, given how old he's going to be in the final season, I don't think I'm going to get to do the stuff that I want to do with Royals. I really wanted Royals to have a great romance.
Yeah.
Do you think there's yet another version of Royals we could still see? By the end.
Maybe in the movie. I think that there's so much. I mean, there's so much to accomplish. I just think the final season, given that we've only got 13 episodes, is going to be so plot packed that the version you see is going to be the version you see. However, it's going to be a cool version.
How anxious were you guys to get the news and know that you would have that chance to really close it out the way that you wanted to? Were you really on pins and needles down to the wire before you found out?
Well, I have to be honest with you. I was in a slightly different boat because for me, so much of, particularly, once alternate Broyles was gone, for me, so much of Broyles' character was functional. And I feel like in form and function, the character was so similar. Even though as a personality, he's in some ways different from Daniels, but in form and function, it was so similar to Daniels. I felt like I've been playing the same character for the last 10 years. So I was, for me, it was, I was fine if we weren't picked up, and I was fine if we were. Because I really did want us to finish the. I felt like we had a great show, and it would be a crime not to finish it in that regard. But on a personal level, as an actor, I was ready to move on.
Do you have the challenge you were kind of hoping for now that you get to play?
I think I know what I've been told. Let's see.
You mentioned that it became the day after 419. So in 419, we really didn't get to see you interacting with the Fringe team.
Right.
Do you know if you'll be interacting with the regulars that you've been working with all this time in the earlier episodes, or is it going to be a little bit of a wait before you're integrated back into that world?
Well, I don't know how much I can say.
There's no one else.
Yeah.
It's fine. You can tell us all. They can't fire you.
You'll be seeing me soon, not necessarily in the first episode.
When you create an alternate character like everyone but Josh has done, do you think about sort of now it seems like we're not going to see the alternate world Broyles anymore. Do you guys feel like you didn't get a chance to finish up those character arcs? Do you hope you get to play them one more time to sort of wrap up everything that's happened there?
Well, I once again, I feel like I'm a special case because I feel like my character had a complete, both times it worked.
Yeah.
Had a complete story on both seasons 3 and seasons 4. So I don't really feel like there's that much left to do with the character. Unless it was something that went on for years and he got out of prison and was dealing with his life and his chain and his wife and his son. The other thing that's, I'm not sure which universe he's in prison. No, he was in the universe. He was in prison in his own universe.
Given that there may be more to come, what do you think has been sort of your shining moment throughout the course of the season? Is there one or two of things that really stand out for you, either personally as what you got to accomplish, or just at an entertainment level, that was a good
Wow. It's going to sound funny, but I think for Broyles, it's interesting because the character changed so much from season 1 to season 2, because in season 1 he was so mysterious, and the question that I was constantly answering is he a good guy? And he was so caustic. And he, by the middle of season 2, he could kind of give up, he restored plan. Shoot, I forgot the question. So let's preamble.
Was there a moment for you that was like, I was on fire that day?
Well, I feel like, particularly with a cast like this, there were so many moments that I felt that worked, that were great. But I think that two of my favorite moments, it's going to sound funny, two of my favorite moments were, one, when I was high on LSD. And the last episode of All Broyles in season 4, when I confess, when I go through all this stuff with what's the bad guy's name? David Robert Jones and my son. I still would have liked to have had one more take because I felt like I could have cried better. But when they're shutting me in the jail cell,
Given that this might be your last interaction with the public or with Fringe fans, what are you going to miss most about them?
Wow. I think, like I said earlier, you know, I haven't always been really aware. I've never been. This is gonna sound like a funny way of putting it, but I've never really been a fan follower or a big internet person. Just now starting to tweet. Yeah, just really cheap. But I'm just now starting to tweet, and I'm still trying to figure out my BlackBerry. But more than anything else, I'm gonna miss this. It sounds like such a pedestrian answer, but the support. Our fans have just been so. We got special fans. I mean, I know Kevin Riley's a fan, even though we were, not making that much money from that. But I felt like fans really helped keep us alive.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.